What's up, everybody? You tuned in to WWLU 88.7 FM. Tune into the round table with your host, myself, Chris Gibson. We have the first lady of Dream Chasers, Mazin, in the building.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I heard you got stuck in a little traffic on your way up here.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you made it. And you're here.
You know, it's kind of just the top of rush hour, so.
Yeah, I know, man. We scheduled this so we can we know this is when everybody's gonna be in their car, so this is where we get the most listeners. So we this is where we're gonna put the show at. So it's all good. But for the people who are listening but aren't quite familiar with who you are or what you do, can you give them a brief summary?
Well, I am the fiercest female spitter coming out of Philadelphia. I've been doing music for about 3 years now. It's Lee Mazin. It's just that simple. It's Miss Amazing.
Yeah. See, speaking of that, man, let's start with where you got your name from. It has a nice ring to it.
Well, I did a year of college. I went to Delaware State University.
Okay, really? I'm from Delaware.
And I got the nickname, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just did their radio station on Wednesday.
Okay.
But, yeah, I got the nickname Miss Amazing on campus. Like, freshman year, everybody was, like, hyped. So everybody had their own crew. It was, like, the Philly crew, the D.C. crew, the Delaware crew.
Yeah.
And we all, like, made up our own little crew names and our own nicknames within our crews, and I got the nickname Miss Amazing. So it took to Facebook. Facebook was what was popping around that time, and I wanted to change my Facebook name to Lee Amazing because my real name is Talia.
Okay.
But for some reason, Facebook wouldn't let me put the A in front of Amazing. It would only let me put Lee Mazin. So I changed it to that for a couple weeks, and I went back to try to change it. It just would never let me put the A for some reason. So once I started getting into music, people would ask me, like, what you gonna call yourself? And I was like, let's just rock with Lee Mazin. It got a a ring to it. Lee Amazing is kind of expected, but you wouldn't expect Lee Mazin. So I thought it was clever, it was different, and it fit me.
Okay, that's creative. So can you tell us, like, how long you've been rapping and some of the steps that you've taken in order to get known?
Well, I was always good with words. I did poems and short stories coming up, but I never imagined myself doing music. But I was always able to put words into a rhyming pattern, like, kind of off the top of my head. It's called freestyling, but I never knew what it was at the moment. And I always got persuaded by my friends to, like, yo, you should do music because you can really, like, go. And I was like, no, that's not what I want to do. I kind of got recorded one day unexpectedly. I was playing around with my friends and someone recorded me and put it on YouTube. And I got a couple hits from it, and people started hitting me up to do features. And at the time, I didn't know anything about music, so I'm like, a feature, like, I know what a feature is, but, like, why you want me on your song?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, just come to the studio. And the first time I got into the studio, I just, like, fell in love with it. I just fell in love, and I decided to take it serious, and I just went from there.
That's dope. So what influences Lee Mazin's music?
I can rap, sing, write almost about anything. I got the ability to put myself in someone else's shoes and tell a story based upon things that I know or heard of, but I can tell my story better than anything.
Right.
So I talk about stuff that I went through growing up, the good and the bad. I talk about the party life, the life I'm living now, and I talk about things I go through with my friends, relationships, business, money, everything. I talk about some of the stuff how I dress and how I'm feeling throughout the day. So my music is influenced on what's around me, the type of environment that I'm in, the vibes. But who influenced my music is my family, definitely the most, my mom. And Missy is, like, one of my favorite artists, so I take a lot from her.
Okay. See, like, I'm glad you said that because you are versatile. Like, I've seen you spit some real bars, like real bars, and then I seen you go to, like, your softer side to the what's that one that you did a Kendrick? I forgot the name of it.
Poetic Justice.
Yeah. And you can see a little bit of your softer side, which was dope. So you're versatile, and I respect that. So speaking of versatility, I see that you got your shoe game up. You switch it to the heels and the sneakers. Like, what's up with that?
You gotta be comfortable some days. Like, right now, I got Uggs on. A lot of girls don't wear Uggs no more, but I do what I want to do. So they comfortable, they warm, it's freezing outside, and they got my name on the front, so that's why. Shout out to my stylist. That's who's in the building with me right now. She got them for me. But I just like to switch it up. I always was in the heels. Like, the first time I'll never forget the first time my mom brought me a pair of heels, and I thought I was, like, the flyest thing at the party. Yeah. And I really didn't even know how to walk in them, but they always give you more of a sexy side, but, like, I always make it unique to me. So I can put on sweatpants and a t-shirt and some heels, and it'd be a Lee Mazin lay, and people love it. So, and then sometimes I like to switch it up and put sneakers on. I was doing the J thing for a minute, but I kind of off that a little bit. Switch it up, so I do some exclusive type of sneakers. Me and my stylist put a lot of stuff together, so it's just all about. I go by the day. Like I'm a day person. How I wake up and how I'm feeling when I wake up is how I'm going to dress. That's how I'm going to talk to you. That's how I'm going to feel. That's how my music going to come out. So sometimes I'll be like, I want to chill today. I don't want to be high. I don't want to be I want to be chill and put some sneakers on and some sweatpants. And sometimes I might want to get dressed up. The same thing with my shows. I dress for my shows according to how I feel and in the crowd and the type of people. So sometimes I say, I'm gonna dress like them. I'm gonna dress like the people in the crowd, but I'm gonna make sure I'm a star. But I'm gonna be comfortable for this show. And then sometimes I might say, okay, I want to put some monster heels on for this show. Yeah. So it just all goes on, how I'm feeling.
So that's dope. You switch it up. So could we expect a future clothing line or something on you?
Definitely in the long run. Right now, I'm just strictly focused on the music, but all that stuff gonna fall into place.
All right. I'll be looking for that. So as an artist, what would you say are your strongest points?
Definitely my versatility. I think it sets me apart from a lot of people because I'm able to, and I've actually grown to know how to separate myself from the Philly artist and being a mainstream artist. But I also learned to tie them together, so I stay true to my core and what people fell in love with me for, which was freestyling and the ciphers and the bars. But I also know how to make those radio-ready records now, so that, that's where the money is. Yeah. But you place me in a cipher, I'm going to make sure I kill everybody in the cipher. Yeah.
See, I respect that. She's nice and versatile. So I know that you're close with DJ Diamond Kutz. I know you said, she like your sister or whatever. And I know you guys did a lot of projects together. So can you tell me a bit of the perks of having someone, a mentor like that on your side?
Kutz is like 100% raw. She's and loyal. Like that's one word to describe her. We've never had a fallout or anything go wrong. I can call her for almost anything, music related or personally, and she's going to tell you, not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Yeah. And as far as music, she's always been a big air. That's the person who really, really got me popping in my city. Like, she was spinning my record 3, 4, or 5 times a day, and it was a freestyle. It wasn't even an original record, and I got popping off of a freestyle thanks to her. And from that day, we just been like this. And I'm happy I could say that that's like a big sister to me. I come to her family event, she come to my family events. We actually were just in the studio last night releasing a new record. Okay. So because she does production now. Okay. She actually did the Stupid record, Stupid Ho, for Nicki, and so now we know she did back it up for me. She has another record on my latest mixtape, In My Own Lane. She did Heartbreaker. So now we got like 6 or 7 records, and we just building them up. So next year is going to be crazy for me and her. Uh-oh.
We got some stuff cooking up out here. So we know Lee Mazin, man. She brings the energy. I seen you perform. You get your music in the clubs going crazy. You just do your thing. The energy is crazy. So can you tell us about your first performance that you've ever done?
It's weird because I had to perform with glasses on when I first started performing. I was real nervous. I'm actually like a shy person a little bit.
Okay, it's hard to tell, but
yeah, but I was like super nervous. A friend of mine brought me out, Young Sam. Shout out to Young Sam. That was the first person to bring me out on stage, and at the time he was like popping. He was what was popping in Philly, so it was a blessing for me to be around him. And he brought me out at a show. I had glasses on. And I was nervous, like waiting for him to call my name and bring me out on stage. But once I got out there, it was people in the crowd who actually knew who I was from my ciphers on Sneaker Villa and a couple other things that I had put on the net. So I was like, oh, like they rocking with me. So I was like, okay. So it boosted my adrenaline, and I got into it with the crowd. I wasn't as nervous, but like my first maybe like 10 shows, I had glasses on. Until this one time, I just couldn't. I left my glasses in the car, and I'm like 5 minutes from going on stage, and nobody around me had glasses. And I'm just like, forget it. Like, I need some glasses. I got to go in the crowd and get me some glasses, but nobody could find them, so I had to do what I had to do. And from that moment, I didn't need my glasses no more.
So what does Lee Mazin do before she performs? Do you like pray? What do you do?
I pray, and I need like between the 5 and 10 minutes that I'm about to go on stage to be completely for me. Okay. So I'll flip on somebody if they like distracting me with something that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I like to just sit and chill and just get my mind right and get ready for the performance. So my team and everybody that's around me knows, like, okay, she 10 minutes from going on, let's leave her alone. And I just sit there by myself and get ready and get prepared.
Okay, that's dope. So I know you're heavy on giving back to the community.
Yeah.
You know, I see that you giving back. So you go to high schools, you talk to the kids, and I know that you say, you know, it's not always about, you know, financially, but it's like what you can say, how you can change a life verbally.
Yeah.
So what instilled you, like, who built that, you know, humbleness in you to give back to the community?
I just didn't have a me when I was in school. I didn't have a person that I looked up to that was in my reach to where I could talk to them face to face. And the first time I actually spoke with somebody, I had a fan from out of town. They was like from Texas or something maybe. And I don't know how she got my personal number, but she called me like crying one day, hysterical, and I'm like, who is this? And she just like you're my idol. I just need some, you know, words of advice. And I talked to this little girl for maybe like 2 hours on the phone. She was going through so much personally, like within her life. She was from group home to group home, juvenile detention center, and back and forth. And she was just really trying to get it together, but she had no one to hear her out. And when I was able to talk to her, and 3 months later, she called me like, I got released from my program. I just got a job. And, you know, I got 1 more year of school. I'm going to go on my prom and be able to graduate. And she was back tight with her parents. And it just made me feel like I played a part in that. Even if I played a little part in helping her and motivating her, it made my day, because it's like she could have went this way, but she decided to, you know, take the better route. So once I learned that just me and some of my stories and my words of wisdom can motivate somebody, I wanted to take that and really amplify off of it. So I've done high school tours, and a lot of the stuff that I do, I don't broadcast. Like, I don't record it or put it out, just for my own personal reasons, because I don't do it for specifically for that purpose. I know a lot of people who, and I'm not, you know, you do it, but that's not my reasoning for doing it. So I don't need to broadcast it. Right. I did it because that, you know, that makes me feel better as a person. But I've done things like turkey drives, and Easter we did the free curls and haircuts for the kids. So it's a lot of things. And I did the Philly weekend this past summer. It's my first official weekend in Philly. I did a celebrity basketball game. I went around to a bunch of juvenile centers and group homes and talked to the kids. And then I had a big cookout/concert where I brought all the Philly artists together to put on a show. And it was everything was free. The whole weekend was free. So it was real big, and I'm excited. I'm going to do it annually. I'm going to make it a yearly thing. So next summer it's going to be, you know, even bigger. But it just makes me happy that I can give back to somebody just with my words. Yeah. So, you know, it's simple. Why not if you could take 20 minutes out of your day to go talk to a group of kids who stuck in a place where they feel like they don't really have a lot of hope, or they can't really make it to where they want to make it to. If you got 20 spare minutes, why not give it to them just talking? Yeah. You know.
Well, that's dope, man. I definitely respect that, man. So, but we know Lee Mazin, man. She's the first lady of Dream Chasers. Can you tell us how that came about, how you and Meek connected?
I knew Meek for a while before I was even doing music. I kept linking up with him. Well, I kept bumping into him, actually, when I started out of town. And he just, you know, respected the grind. He respected what I was doing. I seen him in Atlanta. He was doing his first solo tour, the Dreams and Nightmares tour. We went to the show, and he told me when we get back home, he had something for me. I thought it was going to be a feature, so I was kind of excited. But he called me the night of Powerhouse, and he's like, you coming to the show? You got tickets, right? You got backstage passes? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, well, I'm bringing you out. Tell everybody you the first lady at Dream Chasers. So it kind of like happened the snap of a finger. Yeah. I wasn't expecting it, but it was pretty dope.
How did that make you feel?
I was still like shocked at the moment. He told me not to tell nobody. He wanted it to be a surprise, but my mom was there when he called. So my mom was hyped. She was happy. I had twisted my knee like maybe like 3 days prior to that. Oh, man. So I was like walking with a limp. So my mom, she just like, you gotta get your walk together. You can't go out there limping. Like, you gotta get it together. So she made me like practice walking in her living room like 10 times. So, but it was dope. I was excited.
Oh man, I'm happy for you. So like when you guys are in the studio, does he give you your freedom? Do you guys like talk to each other about?
Oh yeah, everybody basically records on their own unless we're working on a project together. So I do all my recordings solo. It's a sometimes if we all in the studio, we'll put something together or work together. But Meek he's real straight to the point too. So he'll tell you if you like it, if you don't like it, change this or change that, or pick this beat. So he's he throws his opinions in there, but he definitely give you space and let you do you.
Now, how do you get in your zone before you step in the studio?
I like my studios. I don't like a whole bunch of people in my sessions. Yeah. If you're working or if you like quiet, I don't like the in-between people. So if you just there to talk and say what's going on Instagram and Twitter, you can say that to after the session because I'm here to focus and work. But I gotta have like particular snacks around. And
what's your favorite snacks?
I like dried cranberries.
Wow.
I'm not the real junk type of person.
So you healthy type?
Nah, I wouldn't say I'm all the way healthy, but I'm not really like the chip type, the chipper. Yeah. I like candy, but I usually stop or have somebody stop at I like Wawa. I'm like a Wawa fan.
Wawa.
Stop at Wawa before my session and give me some tea, something hot, keep my vocals cool, and just a bunch of junk, pistachios, frozen stuff. I like donuts, stuff like that.
That's what it is. So oh, go ahead.
Whatever I'm like, however, like I said once again, however I'm feeling is the vibe that I'm going to be in the studio as well.
So, say like you were recording like something soft, like the Kendrick thing we were talking about. What would you eat?
I probably wouldn't eat anything, and I have to have most of the time when I record, I like the lights off or dim, because especially those type of records, it puts me in the right mood and the right vibe. So I usually have my lights dim, and all the producers that I work with, like my in-house producers, they know that, so they know when we're in a session to make sure there's not too many people around. Yeah. And have the lights right.
Yeah, that's I can understand that, having the lights dim set you in the mood. But so what are some features that you would like to have on your next project, or features that you would like to have period that you haven't gotten yet?
I really, really want to work with Missy.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make that happen. I'm big on especially female rappers. So Eve, that's in the works now. So I'm going to be really excited when that happens.
That'd be dope, man. Philly, man. That would be so dope.
Beanie Siegel just came home. That's one of my favorite spitters too. So we going to put some, that's a definite. Yeah. So we going to do that soon. I really like Young Thug right now. I think he's dope. But I like bringing different music together. So I think one of my goals is to, sometime in my career, whether it's 5 years from now, even 10 years from now, I want to do a record with Adele. I think it'd be crazy because she has a sound, and I haven't really seen her do anything with anybody hip-hop wise yet. But her voice is just like, it's so big, and it'd just bring you in. So I think her with my sound would be something very, very different that nobody would be expecting. So I like different music like that. Yeah,
so shoot, it's winter time, and I know a lot of the people, they like to work out during the winter, so they're nice and fit for the summer. And I seen a few of your pictures on Instagram, and you look like you're in shape. I was just asking, do you work out, and what are some of your workout regimens?
I work out, but I don't work out. I do. It's like I'm never too consistent with it, and the road messes that up a lot. Like if I'm home or if I'm in a particular city or state for a long time, I can go consistently with it, but once I start traveling, I just be like, I ain't going to the gym today. Especially if my trainer is not around. But I basically do like a lot of ab work when I do work out, abs and regular cardio, because I actually have asthma, so that helps me with my breathing and everything like that. Okay. But I look at working out, it's like something that you have to enjoy doing at least a little bit, or you're not going to want to do it. Yeah. So do exercises that you're going to like to do. I always recommend putting together a playlist that's going to help you clear your mind and get you like hype at the same time. So my playlist is like super amped up, so I'm like dancing while I'm working out.
Do you listen to yourself, like your own music when you?
I got a couple of my own records in there, but I usually like rock and super pop music when I'm working out.
Oh, okay, that's something different.
Yeah.
So let's get back into the music. Your last project, In My Own Lane.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. How'd you come up with the name of that project?
At that time, I was getting compared to a lot of other female artists within Philadelphia and outside of the city, and I don't really like comparisons. Like I feel like everybody has their own twist to things. So I basically was like, you know, you could compare them to each other, but I'm in my own lane. Like, nobody can swerve over here. So I came up with the name, and I just ran with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty dope. You had some features like Ace Hood, you had Freeway, you had Trina. Like, how was it? How does it feel to work with such big names and established people like them?
It just gives you the motivation to keep going. Like Free has been on my last 2 projects. He was on Lovely and In My Own Lane, and I just talked to him maybe like 3 weeks ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago, and he's actually touring out overseas.
Okay.
But he comes back within like the next 3 weeks. So we talked about getting into the studio, and I talked to Free on the regular. He hit me up, and he called me 2 weeks ago with a dope idea for me. So that was really dope. So it's always a blessing working with Free, because Free got that Philly flow, but Free got that flow where you don't know what Free gonna say at the end of his bar. Like you gonna think he gonna say this word, but he gonna mess you up because he not. And I always thought that was clever. But with Trina, I met Trina about 1.5 years ago. I actually met her in Onyx, and she's been nothing but genuine to me since I've met her. She's like another big sister to me. And then with Ace Hood, we did the Dreams Come True tour together. So we did a lot of stuff on the road. I had the record, and I was like, nobody can fit on this record but Ace. I got to get Ace on here. Yeah. I had my management team contact his management team, and we made it happen in like a week. And the same thing with Marsha. Actually, Marsha came into the studio to record the record with me, and that was like major. She's one of the humblest people you'll ever meet. Like, when you're around her, you just feel like you're not around this Grammy artist. Like, she just make you feel like she's like family. Like, she's so sweet and warm. But she's really dope. But I asked her to do the record. I actually hit her up on Twitter.
Okay.
And she was like, send me your number. And I sent her my number, and she texted me like, I love what you're doing. Your sound is dope. And I'm like, I got this record for you. And I'm like, please let her say yeah. And she was like, when you recording? Where you recording? And I told her, and she was like, well, I'm in town Tuesday and Wednesday. Book the session, and I'll come. And I kind of was like, when she going to get tied up and then say she can't make it. And she was like on time by herself.
Wow.
And it's like, you where the camera at? Let me talk on the camera. I got the cameras out and everything. And I just was like, wow, like, she's really, really dope.
Yo, that's dope, man. I respect that. So let's talk about one of your latest singles, No Face, No Trace.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the video? The video looks pretty amazing.
I wanted to do something different with this video. I didn't really want it to have a power plot. So I kind of came up with this idea, me and my director. We wanted a color theme, so we went with red, black, and white. So we found the location, and we found the outfits, and I wanted to do something where the guy's face is never shown in the video. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm going to tell you. I want to give all my perks away, but the video was real simple, but it's very, very sexy and different, and the effects are amazing. So that's actually releasing on Sunday.
Man. I've been seeing previews. I seen some masks. I was like, it looked kind of scary, but then again, I was like, it got some.
Well, it's No Face, No Trace, so I wanted to stick to the concept.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because I really, really like the video.
I can definitely understand that, man. I can't wait for that thing to drop. But let's talk about some of the future projects that we can expect from Lee Mazin.
Well, I'm dropping No Love Lost will be my next mixtape. I'm going to be dropping that at the top of the year, and I'm actually working on my EP, my first official album/EP to be dropping in the spring. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. Have some dope producers that I've been working with. I'm only going to do maybe like 1 or 2 features on that because it's only going to be like 7 or 8 records. But with the mixtape, I got some dope features as well, so I'm excited about that as well. But the whole year I got a lot of stuff working in for this year. But the single is the next single is about to drop, and that's going to be the big one. So we're excited about that as well.
So for the mixtape, any features that you want to give out?
I never really give my features out. I just let you see them.
How'd you come up with the name of the mixtape though?
I always go off of vibes. Like I said, with In My Own Lane, all my mixtapes, basically the name of them will tell a story about what I was going through at the time. So my first mixtape it's called Simply Amazing. I actually got that from a fan. This was my very first one, so I was just hyped to get something out.
Yeah.
I put 22 records on the mixtape. That's a lot of music.
Yeah, that is a lot.
I was just that's how hype I was. That was my first one. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. So I put on Facebook, like, what should I name my mixtape? And somebody wrote back, like, Simply Amazing. The way they spelled it has Lee Mazin in it, so it's really dope. So that was the name of that. And then with Love Lee, my buzz had like went through the roof. That's when I started getting the spins on the radio. I was doing big shows. So I did a show. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been at Lincoln.
LU.
And before I came out, I just hear people chanting like, "We love Lee, love Lee, love Lee," and I was like, "That's what I'm gonna name my mixtape."
It probably was Lincoln. I know you got a lot of fans up here. When people heard you was coming up here, unfortunately, a lot of people, you know, they had to go to their family for Thanksgiving. But when SGA put it on their Instagram, like, people was going crazy. Like, I know it was one dude. He was like, "You got Lee Mazin, Lee Mazin." I was like, "Yeah, coming up." It was like they were treating you like queen crazy.
So with No Love Lost, there's been a lot of situations that I've gone through in the last year or so that I'm the type of person that I don't do grudges or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we go through something, it's still like the love is always gonna be there. So it's no love lost. We just going our own separate ways, or we just not on the same time. So I kept catching myself say like, it's no love lost, and I was like, no love lost. Everybody can relate to it in some type of way.
Yeah.
So whether you got an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, or you and your friend not on the same type of time, or you got a business partner who not trying to get the money the way you want to get it, you tell them it's no love lost. We just not on the same dollar sign right now. So I ran with that. I just picked that. I knew everybody can relate to it. The clothing is getting situated now, so we'll be putting that up soon. My website is relaunching. So I'm excited about all of that.
Big moves. Now, when can we expect that mixtape?
Top of the year.
Top of the year.
So sometime in January. No specific date yet.
She said, "Happy New Year." So
yep.
So from the old Lee Mazin to the mature Lee Mazin that you are now, can you tell us the biggest difference that you think that you can see in yourself?
Voice.
Your voice.
I had the squeakiest voice when I started off. But I definitely matured as a person as well. Not even just an artist. I've seen a lot of things. I've been around a lot of people, been around a lot of things. So it's helped me to grow as a person as well. Not even just an artist, but being an artist, I've learned, like I said, I was able to learn to stay true to yourself, but also know what's relevant. So know what's going on, know what's hot, know what's going to go, but don't lose yourself in the midst of it. Once you lose yourself and you don't have fun with it no more, it's going to seem like a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And you don't want that to happen, because you want to enjoy. Everybody should enjoy what they do, even if it's not entertainment. Whether you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a basketball player, you want to work at McDonald's, you should just be able to enjoy what you do. Nobody want to wake up and go to work and say, I hate my job.
Yeah.
So I said that's not what I wanted to do. So I always just stayed true to myself and, tied it into what was going on in the industry and what was hot, what's a hashtag, what's trending, what are people talking about, what words. Nowadays, it's all about gimmicks, especially in hip hop. If you get a catchy hook and a beat, you can say the A, B, C, D, E, F, G on your verse. Nobody gonna care. It might be a hit record. And it's just, that's the controversy of the industry nowadays. But, just don't lose yourself in it.
Yeah, I can see, man. That's words of wisdom right there. But Lee Mazin, you're very influential. So like, I know you pay close attention to what you say, how you say it, because a lot of people listen to you. But when you drop a song, what do you want people, the fans, to get out of your music? The message that you want to send? Basically,
to just be yourself and believe in yourself and do what you want to do. Like, a lot of people live to impress other people, and nowadays a lot of people live to impress social networks. But if you live to impress you, and if you're happy with what you're doing, and you can say, do something and drop one to everybody else's feelings, then you'll be good. So with my message, I just want it to be, I don't want it to be one set message. I want everybody to know that I'm doing me, and I'm going to continue to do me. I'm going to continue to spread positivity at the same time, I'm going to have a ball with everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stay versatile.
That's what it is, man. You seem pretty busy, and I know you are. So can you give us a little rundown of Lee Mazin's day from the time you wake up to?
Well, it depends what time I get out the studio. But lately, I've been in the studio earlier than usual, so I get out of the studio earlier. So I've been getting some sleep lately, which is a shock because I usually don't get a lot of sleep. But I've been enjoying it actually. But I wake up. If I don't cook breakfast, I get somebody to cook me breakfast. And then I don't know, my days be like so scattered. Anything can happen in the Lee Mazin day, but I usually figure out from my management team what I have to do that day. Like I could be at Lincoln one day, I could have a show, or I can be scheduled to be at a high school or rehearsal or the studio. So I get my schedule for the day, and whatever I have on my downtime, I usually like to spend. I'm very family oriented, so I usually like to get my nieces and my nephew actually. I have one nephew, and spend the day with them, chill with them, or my downtime with them, and just chill. I'm a real chill person, but when it's time to work, it's time to work. So my day can fluctuate any type of way, but I'm usually the chill, fun type person.
Yeah. So how many hours would you say that you put in to the studio per day?
Once I'm in the studio, it's usually hard for me to get out. So at minimum, I think the shortest session I think I've ever had was like 4 hours, but it's usually like 12 to 12 or something like that. It could go over that. It's been times where I got kicked out of the studio, like where my producer had to say, yo, go home and take a shower and go to sleep.
Yeah, I say that because a lot of people, they haven't seen your grind, from the young Lee Mazin when you first started. They kind of get like the Dream Chasers Lee Mazin, and I don't want people to think that this deal was handed to you. Like I want them to understand that like you was actually working way before.
Everything that I have done and do and did, even to this day, I did on my own. I never had a handout, not financially. Nobody wrote my rhymes. Nobody stayed in the studio. Nobody did nothing for me. Nothing got handed to me. Not nothing. Not one thing. Everything I did, I worked for. Even to this day, I still do everything on my own. So, it's a lot of work that has to be done. And even when I got the Dream Chaser cosign, that just gave me more motivation to push harder, not to sit back and chill. It wasn't a chill pill type of call. It was more so like you got more people looking at you now, and then you gotta take what you could take and make yourself bigger. And that's what I did. But handouts don't come around. I ain't never have a handout, so I still work for mine.
That's what it is, man. Hard work and dedication.
Yep.
But every time I have an artist come up to the round table, I ask if they can give a little freestyle for the people.
Yep.
A little sneak peek. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna do the Try Me.
Let's do Try Me.
Let's do Try Me. Let's get it. We got Lee Mazin in the building at the round table. Let's go.
I said, let a girl try me. Try me. If you want the beef, then you know where to find me. I've been trying to chill, kicking the karate, but these girls talking issues always from behind me. Talking about you got that money, baby, you is Tommy. Got 3 kids and you still living with your mommy. They asking who the best, someone please remind them. And girl, you see my name tatted where his spine be. They got my boy locked down, I'm screaming free Meek. To the day I die, I'ma rep the DC. Rest in peace to Lil Snupe, like why they take them from me. All my girls is from the hood, but none of them bum me. I'm coming from the bottom, you don't know my story. I like my lights dim when the girl recording. I walk into the club, shutting and destroy it. And now I like Giuseppe, got bored with the Jordans. I can flex now, looking through my phone, all this money in my text now. Middle finger to these boys, all they want is sex now. Listen, and if you diss me, better make it worth it. Cause I'm gonna kill you with a fucking purpose. I said, let a girl try me, try me. If you want the beef, then you know where to find me. I've been trying to chill, kicking the karate, but these girls talking issues always from behind me. Let a girl try me, try me. You know Killer Dad where a girl residing, and I ain't playing with nobody. If I'm running, I'ma catch a body. And now I'm off the top with it, you know I can flow. It's like 3 seconds till I really, really blow. And I can spit it to like any beat. Sitting in the studio, I'm comfortable, Uggs on my feet. I'm up blanking, just chilling. And everything I like, go, they feeling. And you know they really feeling it. He looking at me, goddamn, Lee, you killing it. Shout out to Chris, he got me up here to radio. Like I don't think they really ready though. I'm in here with Miss Madison, my stylist. You know she the flyest, like she be a pilot. That was just up on the top.
Oh man, that's what it is, man. Now y'all can see it's no gimmick, no games, man. Lee Mazin really do that. Lee Mazin really do that, man. Like that's crazy. But actually, I'm glad that I had you do that because I want to touch on something. I see that in your lyrics you actually mentioned Lil Snupe, and I know you were close to him. Can you tell us about a little bit how, rest in peace Lil Snupe, but can you tell us about how his death affected you? Because I know you guys were close. It
was a shock. I actually was on vacation for my birthday, and where I traveled to, I turned my phone off so I wouldn't get those crazy charges. So the night that he passed, I was actually flying out that very next morning. So I didn't know till maybe I was like 8 hours late. And I was at the airport and I turned my phone on. I finally turned my phone. I connected the Wi-Fi actually. Okay. And I got all these messages and I seen it on. First I got the messages and I'm like, what are people talking about? Because nobody was really saying what was going on, but they was more so like, you okay? How you feel? I'm sorry for your loss. And I'm like, sorry for my loss. I was confused. And I went on Instagram and it was all on my timeline. And then I got a call from somebody from, you know, the team. And I just was like, I was stuck and I had to catch a whole nother flight. So I'm in the air just like mindless because I didn't know what happened. I just didn't want to believe it. But then I finally talked to Meek and he was like, just scattered, and it just was like, damn. I just was talking to him. We were supposed to finish the yesterday video. Was one scene that we wanted to add into it, and we never got to do it. So I put the video out as a tribute to him, and it got over 1 million views on YouTube now. But it was a shock. I didn't expect it because he just had so much potential. Like I know I'm able to freestyle, but I've never ever witnessed anybody be able to freestyle like that off the top of their head, and it's just like, wow. And you know, we were just starting our own little sister brother type relationship, and I loved him like he was my real little brother. He was like the 17-year-old that got the mentality of a grown man, but at the same time he still want to be a kid. So he was the one who, we in the studio late, Snoop gonna say, listen, I'm going home and go to sleep. I don't know about y'all. And he wake up at the crack of dawn. He'll wake everybody up. And I remember when we was on tour, and we had our own tour bus in LA, and we were traveling from San Fran to Santa Ana. And the whole time, like, we tired because we haven't been sleeping like 2 days. So the whole bus is just sleep except for Snoop. And he just up rapping, talking, rapping on the phone, on the radio. And everybody at the same time just turned around like, yo, shut up and go to sleep. And he like, man, I ain't tired. I went to sleep last night. Y'all the ones don't want to keep us sleeping. It just was like, you had to love him. So when it happened, it just shocked not only, you know, us or his family, but the world, because his fan base was growing so rapidly because he had a pure talent. Like I always say, I'm a hip-hop head. I go for lyrics and I go for the ability to freestyle. I always admire people who can freestyle. That's how I got into it before. Well, once I started doing music, that's how I started mastering it, because I'm like, you know, if somebody say on the spot rap and you can't remember the one of them verses that you wrote, you're going to be stuck and you're going to look like you don't really know what you're doing with your craft. So that's why I mastered the ability to be able to do it. So once the first time I heard Snoop, I was like, dang, he only 17, and he got it. Like, it was mastered to him. You could say rap about this table, he gonna rap about the table. Rap about the poster, he gonna rap about the poster. So it was a her piece. It was a her piece. Still to this day, like it's still for the same. And you know, I'm real close with his mom. I made sure of that. So I always call and check up on her, make sure she cool, help her with everything that she's doing.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Rest in peace, Lil Snoop. But before we wrap this up, I want to ask, can you give the kids who are listening, the students, the listeners, any advice for the people who want to be in your shoes?
Don't want to be in my shoes, want to be in your own shoes, past where I'm at. That's the first piece of advice. But like I said, always stay true to yourself. Never ever lose yourself and never be what somebody else wants you to be. And once you put your mind to something, anything, not even just music or being in my shoes or being in a celebrity shoes or an entertainer, always look at it like you want to take over the world and you want to be able to provide for your family. My motto is I want to grind for the next several years. I want to be able to one day put my feet up and not work for a whole day and my money just pile on top of my money. Yeah. That's one of my goals. But you know, just work hard. Nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. Even if you win the lottery, you still had to go out and get the darn ticket. But you know you gotta work for stuff. Just don't think anything comes easy. And you know, life always gonna throw you punches. You just gotta throw it back.
Yeah, that's what it is. Is there any shout outs that you would like to give?
Shout out the whole team, Lee Mazin. Everybody that supports me and what I'm doing. You know, my whole crew, my whole team, my management team, my dancers, my producers, my stylists, my friends, everybody that I work with, everybody that supports me. And even if you don't, I'm gonna shout out to them too.
Shout out to y'all, man. We got Lee Mazin in the building, man.
Yeah.
You tuned in to WWLU 88.7, the roundtable with your host, myself, Chris Gibson, and we signing off.